bumping away and steaming for all to see. El Cachorro, El Cachorro. There's a dawn superheroes day today for you and me. El Cachorro, El Cachorro.
Welcome, Shark Fight Cachorroites. I don't know. Thought I'd try it. Well, for night 2 of Shark Week, as we recap 3, I'm always a little late. I know I'm a little late always with this. As we recap the 3 shows from Monday night, they almost had an interesting flow together. So we had Big Shark Energy, Shark Frenzy Mating Games, Great White Serial Killer, Sea of Blood. That was the one that's kind of good, and that's like the Australia one, which like I said, I could have been wrong about. All right, so the first one we're trying to set up is an alpha male Great White. So who's the male that gets the? So doing these tests to try and show what's supposed to make him an alpha male. Like, I don't really think any of these things typically actually matter. Like, how fast can you swim, and how can this, and who's the most aggressive, and okay. I mean, it's just a cool way to get, do some cool shark science and show some sharks doing some stuff. The final test was like, I'm going to hand feed these sharks to a cage, and we'll show how brave and courage they are that they'll come feed from a human. I think that is more showing how courage you are. You're feeding great whites by hand, but okay. So, while doing that, a female shows up, a monster female, and she goes. He tries to feed her, and she actually almost kind of puts her head in the cage a little bit. So a nice little scare moment, whereas they thought she was getting inside the cage to get the diver. But the coolest thing about this episode, since they're trying to set up as the alpha male who gets to breed with the female, is we actually kind of almost seems like we almost got a little bit of first time ever some great white courtship. So once the females start showing up, the males did start getting aggressive towards each other and bumping each other, and then the big male that's I think he's dominating most of the contest anyways because he's the biggest one there. He actually goes in and bites the female on her fin and stuff like that, like the mating stuff for great whites are and stuff like that. So it's the first time we've seen a little bit of the courtship mating of a great white on film. That's something that's never been filmed before. So I'll give it that. It did end with something really cool and new and interesting, and you got to see great whites doing some really cool stuff, even if the reason that they were doing it for was completely nonsensical and made no sense. Because I don't think that these guys get to pick who. All right, you're the winner. You're the alpha male. You get to go mate with the female. I don't think that's how nature works. Which is cool, though, that it ends with the mating thing, because in the next episode, where it is about them testing some mating things, and their goal is to see if sharks are more inclined to mate after having some kind of big feeding moment. So they're doing this with some interesting contraption where they were testing a water sample right next to the female's cochlea. I know, I'm probably mispronouncing that. To see if it's releasing pheromones before feeding, and then throwing it again after feeding to see if it's increased the pheromones that's being released, and didn't put in a shark cam photo on the females as to see what happens afterwards. So they start with tiger sharks, and they get their samples, and they get the fin on the tiger shark, which watch them get the cam on the tiger shark was always pretty cool. They don't really. I guess the tiger shark's footage wasn't really good because you only saw a little bit of it. They didn't focus on it at all. From there, they went to get some oceanic white tips, which is, by some considered the most deadliest shark in the ocean. Well, maybe not the deadliest shark. It's got the highest probably kill count because it's associated with killing shipwreck survivors, including the U.S. Indianapolis, is its most famous claim to fame. So they do their samples and they pop the cam on, and the cam comes. And the cam doesn't stay on for the whole amount of time, so it gets knocked off like 3 hours early. After 3 hours, I mean. So their testing results on that one did find that the pheromone levels did double after feeding. So that would say after a feeding event that they did make the ladies horny. For less better words. Demonetized. I don't make money anyways. So did find that did increase their pheromones. One of their cameras found a female with a fresh scar after the feeding event around her pectoral fin, looks like. And then when they watched their cam footage, it gets clearly bumped off. And as the camera's floating to the surface, and you can see there's clearly, it spots 2 oceanic white tips in the area. And checking the box, there was teeth marks. They found some indentions of teeth marks to show them that the possibility of there was possibly a mating attempt there. So that's pretty cool. I mean, testing out does having a feeding frenzy make the sharks get a little frisky? It's like people going to a bar. The third episode was back to there was some 3 fishermen, mollusk fishermen, divers were killed by giant great whites in the Sea of Cortez, between that little area in Mexico, where Baja California, and then goes up around, so that there's a sea there. So they're doing this investigation. All the fishermen are scared. They think great whites are out to get them, and we have a couple of our more well-known shark scientists here doing, and Paul DeGelder and Brendan McKinnon, I believe the other was guy. I've seen him. You've seen him before. Trying to worry that the fishermen are going to start killing white sharks because they get back at them for the deaths. And they do some dives and find some really massive females, and they're all freaked out about these. Why are these females coming in here and all this stuff like that? I am pretty sure we've had a Shark Week episode. I think we've had a couple Shark Week episodes about the Sea of Cortez, including one that was worried about the sharks, great white mothers, getting caught in fishing nets and dying and getting killed when they're trying to give birth because it's a great white pupping ground. Apparently, Discovery decided to forget all about that episode. I guess after 36 years, you got to try and reset and set up new content. You got to do a little retconning, I guess. Because, so they're like, why are these great whites here? I can't figure it out. And so there's some doctors. Well, it looks like some of the people spotting some of these massive females, so they look like they're pregnant. And then they found some remains of some bycatch from fishing nets. So at first they thought they were great whites remarried, and those great whites of all ages. So they kind of started figuring out that these whites are coming here to pup, which we've already had a Shark Week episode talking about this. So why is it? So I don't know. So I'll give it that. That's a little, I guess, a little retcon. So what they do is they go down to New Zealand. The test what the mollusk divers there to use is these little lightweight cages where they can kind of get some protection from being attacked by the sharks when they're down diving by themselves, and the shark can't sneak up on them. So they designed the one for the Mexican fishermen to use too. It's a slightly different version, more of a box shape, with instructions on how to make them, and give it to the people at the end. Show them this design and give it to them at the end, so they can make these boxes so they can go back to fishing safely. And the humans are okay, the whites are okay, everybody gets to kumbaya and live together. So, I mean, it was a good episode, except for I remember watching episodes about that being a white pupping ground in the past on Shark Week, so that's kind of Forgot that episode ever happened, I guess. Yeah, drill moments with John Cena, obviously, in with it. Once again, mixes a little, some shark science for the people at home as well. Doing his comedy routine. This time was about showing how his grip strength and his pull strength against the bite force of a shark. Again, I like you keeping the silly, goofy stuff to these little limitations, like a little thing in between each show, and then like a little commercial break thing. Much better design than giving like a full Jackass show, a full show to Pimple Popper Chick, a full show to Shaq, which is like always one of the most ridiculous ones of all time, where he won't go anywhere near the sharks, and I don't want to do anything. You took the paycheck to host Shark Week, dude. So it's obvious you're going to go around them. So it's like so much obvious bullcrap story wise. Like, this is so fake. So I like this. They have the host. I think Rock Rock last year. Well, they have like back-to-back wrestlers, I think. So I believe it was Rock last year. Well, just like did some like shark stuff in there, and maybe have like an interview. The first night he interviewed one of the scientists that's going to show up on a later show, who talks about the different types of diving. So overall, it was pretty good, solid night. Ranking the show. The first one had the silliest premise of testing sharks. I'd probably say that was probably the best one. Even though the last episode was a retcon show, I think that was number 2. And then the mating thing was kind of 3, because I didn't understand how I guess it just trapped water with wiffle ball. Like, they had like this tube and these wiffle balls, and you would like run it, and you would get it like right behind, like try and get a water sample that was right below, the female sharks, vajayjay. Clip the butt. He would hit a button that would pop the balls in, I guess, to trap the water in, and that somehow worked to get pheromone. That worked, I guess, apparently, unless they're making it up. So, okay, weirdest contraption in the world, but we'll go with it. Another good solid night. So very cool, very cool. We'll do 3 and we'll do a 4 before I take my trip to G-Fest. And then the Thursday, the last 4 nights we'll have to do, which I don't know. Actually, I don't think there's anything on Sunday. I think it's just reruns, and then it goes to the new Naked and Afraid or whatever. So I guess Saturday is the last night of new stuff on Shark Week, and I think I only got like a 2 show thing. So we'll get the rest when I get back from Chicago, as well as G-Fest videos. So that's night 2. I'd say night 1 was probably better. I'd rank the stuff on night 1 better. But see you next time. Cachorro.